How you going, Duckman here, live from Windsor Leagues Club with the football manager, Dean James. Dean, how you going?
I'm always good, mate, always good.
Yeah, so you had a very successful season at the moment, rolling on from last year. So you've been here now for how long in the role?
Oh, I reckon probably close to 2 years, 2.5 years with COVID
Yeah,
type thing. I had a full year last year, so this is my second year in full swing. So
yeah. So, and last year you built on from last year, but a little bit of a tougher year last year for you guys across the board, but you did have your first older junior women's side or girls side for
Yep.
a long time. So how are you looking this year compared to last year at the moment, numbers wise, and results on the field look pretty good at the moment?
Yeah, mate, very strong in the numbers. We've grown. I think when we first started here at the club, we had 28 sides, and then now we're up to 45.
Yeah.
And yeah, you touched on, we had the 18 girls, and we moved into a under 15 girls this year and an under 17/18s girls this year, and 2 A grade sides, and yeah, mate, just strength in numbers. We've got a lot of sides in all the age groups is what we wanted here at the club, and not only that, we've basically got a first division side in every age group, apart from the 16s, I think we are. So so strength in numbers, mate, and we'll be competitive too.
Yeah, it's big work around to try to be like that too, so it's hard. It doesn't come overnight.
No.
I suppose the only sad thing in the area of Londonderry fell over this year, but you've managed to be able to accommodate some of their players with spots and options for them.
For sure, yeah. I spoke to you earlier about they're a good little club, and there's some great people over there. I know Drew Galea quite well, and when we had a meeting about trying to help him and all that sort of stuff, but some things didn't line up, and unfortunately, yeah, they did fall over this year under the criteria. But we did speak to Drew about accommodating their players in the 12s and in the 10s, and also in the A grade Division 2. So yeah, mate, we've made them feel welcome, and there's some good people here. So
yeah, well, that's a big thing too. So last year A grade side they struggled. They didn't pick up any wins. It must have been tough for Steve Cameron last year working.
It was, mate. It was kind of a throw together team, and Steve done a great job, and we had some local kids, and we were just up against it. We I think we were a bit late to the party when we fell out of the Massey, and then a lot of the players in the areas were already secure with other clubs. So we just put a team on the park, and they did great. They did the club proud, and there are some players who transitioned into this year. We've probably got I think 5 or 6 of them. So yeah, we're looking a lot better this year. Yeah.
So you had a couple of older junior sides too last year in the boys thing. You like two under 16s, or was it 2 under 18s? Yeah.
We had the 2 under 18s teams last year. Yeah.
Yeah. So I imagine that some of them are transitioning through. So into like the grade into the reserves or Division 3 side, and then got the first grade side as well. That's a very strong position to be in going forward.
For sure. What I said to the boss last year is we want to make our A grade and A grade Division 2 competitive, because we've got so much talent here at the club from 16s, 17s, 19s, and if they weren't to play Ron Massey Cup or play Jersey Flag for the Panthers, I want to look after them here at the club.
Yeah.
And a lot of those young kids have been bled into the A grade, and I think if we ever have any spots this year in the A grade, I'm sure we'll pull up some 19-year-olds to play.
Yeah. So. And I think that's the way forward in the future too. You've got to keep on giving players the opportunity, like same as the NRL clubs.
Yeah.
So how does that affect them from a junior point of view, going back to play back in 19s and that as well, if they started coming through and playing some great games?
Well, I think it won't affect them at all. On a positive note, like we've got a young A grade coach. Actually, Troy is our captain coach, and Cole Murphy's our 19s coach. So he's an old clubman from years. So he will always. I think he's got about 21 registered anyway. So he's got plenty of room. And if anyone's going well and the A grade needs some numbers, I'm sure Cole will push them push them forward, and they'll gain experience by
Cole's
playing
a good person to have too. Play for Norths and all this sort of stuff. Got NRL experience, so
yeah, he does.
Hands on. His brother's a pretty handy player too, Terry.
Yeah, I'll call it. He annoys the shit out of me sometimes, ringing me all the time, but he's always talking footy. Is which I want. I was into him for about 2 years about coming back, so it's great to have him back.
Yeah, so have iconic people that have been linked to the club and tied him. You've been able to do anything in the Lee Hopkins part? I know he's tied him in the Panthers program and that stuff.
Yeah, we he's obviously with the Panthers. We actually, because it rained bloody 2 weeks ago, we actually snagged a New South Wales Cup game here through Lee.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we had it here, Panthers versus the West Tigers, but because we had all that rain, I think it was last Sunday. Yeah, we had to cancel the game. Unfortunately, they actually moved it back to Penrith, but but moving forward, Lee always tries to look after us as well.
So did Penrith win that one because we didn't do good in the first grade against West Tigers?
I think they did win that one. Yeah.
So yeah. So what's the aim, the big picture aim here? Like, you got a really good facility.
Yeah.
The club has changed a lot from back here when I was trawling the grounds back in the 90s and that stuff as a young guy.
Yeah.
Not happening anymore. There's no more dance floor out
there.
What do you want to do with the team, and what does the club want to do long term? The big picture stuff.
Yeah, mate. I think I haven't. Well, what I really wanted to do is what I've basically done, or what we've done. Sorry, is obviously get strength in numbers. Like, we've gone to 45 size now. I'm not too sure we can get too much bigger. We don't have that much training space around, but obviously one of my goals was to get to first division, and we are competitive in those divisions. Like I tell people around the area, the Hawkesbury's not big enough for too many first division sides. Like, we've obviously got Londonderry, Hawkesbury, there's Rivo just up the road, and the Magpies too. Like, it's a strong area, but when we're coming up to compete against the St Mary's and the St Clairs and the Brothers, it's such a big demographic, and the Hawkesbury's not that big. So if we can get those players to all play first division and then I think that's what I want to do is not just be competitive, but I want to, like, obviously win some games and win some competitions in those age groups.
So you got new clubs now like Schofield's Crusaders down the road too. So that's good for football in the area. Obviously gives a bit more choice for people. And, I think they told me, I did an article on them, they've brought in 74% of their players new to rugby league. Wow. So that's massive to be able to do that.
Before this job, I was working with the NRL, and their main focus was to get into schools and to get kids to play rugby league. And I think that's unreal. If they can get kids, like even here in the Hawkesbury, if they can get out, I know the NRL team work hard about getting in the schools and getting kids playing rugby league, and they do hand out flyers for local clubs like us and Schofields and Riverstone, and help those little clubs and to get some big numbers there too.
Yeah. So how did the girls' side go last year? Had with the 18 girls. So what was the success like there? And if they kicked around, stayed on this year?
They didn't win too many games. I think they were a young team. They were playing in I think it was the 18s comp. We had a lot of 17-year-olds, and they did travel a lot. That was the downfall. And our 18s girls this year in the same boat. So they do have to travel because they're in the conference comp. So they've got to go all over Sydney. And this year we're a young side too. Last year, those 18 girls, I wanted to transition into an open women's. Yeah. Because we had a lot of 19-year-olds. But the Penrith Junior League started a Penrith women's comp where the 19-year-olds, they all play against one another in a Penrith comp. So most of my girls here at the club, they all joined that comp. So I really wanted to keep them here to make an open women's, but it just didn't happen. Maybe in a couple of years' time, I might get one.
Could be a work in progress for you.
Definitely, yep.
So what other junior girls sides you got coming through the club?
Just the 15s at the moment, but next year I think I've been speaking to a few coaches and a few parents. Our 13s girls, we've got a few 12-year-old girls because they play with the boys at the moment. But apparently we've got some real good superstars in the 12 girls. In the 12 boys, 2 are playing. So I'm really excited for the 13 girls next year. So if anyone's turning 12 or 13 next year, we're going to make a 13 girls.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting too.
Yeah.
So you had your 110th anniversary last year. It was a couple of days. I was spewing. I was trying to get out of here before the big event, and you had a couple of people I know that in that team, so I didn't realise that. Vaughan Humphreys and Tito Naamata. So they're Warner's a great bloke, and Tito, he loves having a chat.
He does, yeah.
What's it like getting all these old stars of the club back together after all that moment?
Mate, there were plenty of stories up here. They're all bullshit, but I spent most of the day down at the field actually, but I pop my head in from time to time. But I think most of the guys didn't even watch the footy. They were too busy talking to one another, and I think they were here early, and I think they stayed quite late telling some stories. I wish we could do that. I'm even thinking about doing a back to Windsor Day again this year, because those type of guys, they actually live for it, and they like to get together. Yeah, my old man gets down, because he's from Gundagai. He gets down there as much as he can in Queanbeyan to those old reunions. They have them every year. So,
So, if you could get out and play football again, would you be doing it these days?
Definitely, yeah. I think about it all the time. Actually, last game I played was for the Wombats, and my cousin up at Warragamba. And my cousin, actually, he just signed up for Warragamba Wombats.
So was that a couple of years ago when they had nearly the premiership success?
Yeah. They only played 2 games. I'd done my hamstring. So.
There you go. So I don't know if you've seen, do you watch EPL highlights at all?
No.
So Jurgen Klopp, when Liverpool beat Tottenham the other day, was jumping around all over the place, the manager, and he tore his hamstring.
Oh, yeah. That'd be me now.
Then had to get carried off the field afterwards. So you get like that and emotional when the boys are winning?
Definitely, yeah. Actually, in my role, I've got to actually keep it. Yeah, but I remember when I was a coach, I used to ride the sideline. But now I've got to tell coaches to calm down. When I was completely opposite, especially on the field too. I was a bit of a lunatic. So
yeah, it's pretty funny. I'm a little bit like that. When I commentate, people say I'm like Daryl Eastlake. When I coach, you got to try to keep a lid on it.
Yeah, okay.
Not good, you get emotional.
Yeah,
so
no, definitely.
Calm down, keep it under control. So, but that's where it is. Really appreciate coming out here again. The field looks in really good nick at the moment too. So even though there's been a fair bit of rain in the last couple of weeks, must have been cold down here on Sunday afternoon. So
yeah, mate.
You had no seniors down here, but they over in Minchinbury?
No, they were in Minchinbury. We've actually looked at the draw. We're all at home this Sunday. We play St Clair from 16s all the way through to A grade. Yeah. But it is getting cold, mate, and the field does look great. But there's nothing better on a Sunday arvo and the punters are out there having a beer, watching some footy. So I think we've got a pretty lucky ground, mate.
Yeah. So if people want to get down here and watch it on a Sunday afternoon or Saturday and watch the kids play, so how much it costs to get free to gate these days, watch a game?
Free of charge, my man.
There you go. That's good price there. Come down here, get some beers. You can sit. They've got the bar, the outside bar overlooks everything here.
Yeah. So pretty much try to post on social media as much as I can. But we are playing this Sunday and nearly every second Sunday we'll be playing, and it's usually not just one game. We usually got about 5 or 6 games here. So
get good. It is good value for money. It's good to come down here. So are Penrith covering any of the games with videos or any of that sort of stuff?
Nah, not really.
What's going on with that? I thought they might get into that because they're really getting big in football.
They did fork out a bit of money a few years ago, and I think it was bloody fantastic. There is another little device. I can't remember what it's called, but I was at Emu Plains one day and they set it up a little tripod. It is actually worth, I think it's like $1,400, and then you pay a subscription. But it is handy, like if they just did Sunday games. I think it'd be fantastic, not obviously just for viewing, but for coaches and if there's any bad behaviour. Yeah.
They elevate them really high, don't they?
Correct, that's the green thing. I think it's Viva or something,
So I reckon I could charge less than $1,400 and come and commentate your games for you. If you get a cameraman, I'll come out and do
right, mate. That sounds like a plan.
Pick a couple. So so what big games you got coming up after St Clair this week? What's your big moments this year you got coming up?
Well, I think I said before we played Emu Plains in our season launch. I think the A grade they're the team to beat. I don't think we'd play them again here, but if we do, I think that'd be another cracker game. Even if it's at Emu Plains. Emu Plains is a fantastic atmosphere there, but they're doing actually a redraw this Thursday, so I'll be able to see the rest of the season. But I did see on a previous draw we've got another big Sunday in July, but I'll keep you posted on that day.
Yeah. So I remember a few times in the past when I come here, but it's when they had the Ron Massey Cup or whatever it was then. I remember when it's been everything from Metropolitan Cup to Cup. It's been called everything.
It's been,
Saturday nights here when you had Saturday night games on, they were massive.
They're huge,
sort of stuff. Is that something you'd like to try to push again?
Definitely. Our lights are aren't that great at the moment. I know there's a bloke trying to fix them, but we had a couple of Friday night games the year before, just some junior footy. But if we could have if we can get I think the lights are the big issue. If we can get our lights fixed, I'm sure clubs. I played up in Queensland, and we play Saturday night games, and it was fantastic. Even the boys having a couple of beers after their game on a Saturday, and they're going to have their Sundays off, and obviously get the crowd.
You'll get more. I think you'll get more community engagement just because people have got more time.
Yeah. On a Sunday, they kind of want to hang out with their families, and I understand that. But if we can get some Saturday night games, if we can get these lights fixed, I'm sure I'd pass it on to the junior league. I'm sure, even if it was a local derby, because I know the Norwest Magpies are in the comp too. I'm sure they'd love a Saturday night game here.
Yeah. So, what will from here? Because you're having a pretty good season at the moment. What will a good year look like for you this year?
Grand finals.
Grand finals, yeah, that's pretty.
Nah, mate. I just think I honestly I give the coaches hell about making grand finals and all that sort of stuff, but it really doesn't bother me, mate. As long as the kids are coming back each year and the coaches and the parents are happy, and then they're winners to me. Like I don't care if we win any grand finals.
Yeah. So the development retention, obviously.
Definitely, mate.
Otherwise, definitely, yeah. You can have success if people don't like it. They're going to walk out.
Exactly right, mate. And I think my happiest moments is seeing the kids when they're 15, 16, 17 making those rep sides and they're saying they're from Windsor, and that's my happiest. Like, if we won a premiership, that's great. But if those kids go on to play NRL one day and then they said they're from Windsor when they were here since they were 6, mate, then I'm happy. I think the club would be happy too. We have a Hall of Fame up there, and Cole Murphy and that. And
did Lachlan Coote, did he make that 100-year team?
I don't think he did, no.
Yeah, so he would have been, he was still playing them for Penrith and the Cowboys. Yeah. So I was going to say, he'd have to be one of the unluckiest guys because he's a superstar.
He is a superstar. He's one of Windsor's favourite sons, mate.
So how much engagement do you get with guys like him? Do you have much to do with it anymore? Is he still up North Queensland these days?
He's in England.
Oh, yeah.
So he's in England. I think he was at Wigan. I'm not too sure. But when he gets in town, I know his brother was a trainer here last year. I'm not sure if he's a trainer. I think his nephew plays here. But every time he's in town, he always pops in, which is not so much now. But blokes like Mitch Kenny's great.
Yeah, Jesse said he was here too, and then playing in Super. I don't know where he's playing at the moment.
He's in Super League as well. Yeah,
no, he's still in the Super. Is he with the Catalans or something now? So
I don't know which team.
Moved around a little bit. I'm pretty sure he won a Super League too.
Yeah. No, he's a good guy.
He's a big guy. So
he is. Yeah,
he's a pretty handy security guy.
He was too. Yeah, I see him at Penrith RSL.
Yeah. That's what got to know him down there over time. So he's a good bloke to chat to as well. Dean, thanks for your time. Really
Anytime, my friend.
This afternoon. So, love to come out and catch up with you.
Yeah, mate, it's good to see you.
Catch a couple of games this year. So, they'll definitely be looking forward to that.
Anytime, my man.
Cool. No worries.
All right, mate. Too easy.
Thanks a lot, Dean. Keep on ducking, everyone. This is going to go on to Duckman TV, and I'll go on to Pulse FM as well and Weekend Warriors podcast. So, you'll catch us all a bit later on. Thanks for your time, guys. Bye.